Hi, I'm Seth, an attorney here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I have a legal note. I wanted to say thank you for all of the people who commented, the hundreds, literally hundreds of DMs I got from people who said, thank you for what you said, Seth. We're inspired, we're ready, we're motivated. Now, what do we do? And I'm committed to putting that list together, to getting the resources for what you can do practically as an individual and what we can do as a collective to fight back. And I want to be clear, this fight is not about Donald Trump. This fight is not about the Republican Party. It's not about Democrats. It's not about libertarians. It's not about independents. It is about the soul of this nation. That is what we are fighting for. And I don't know if you've ever been in a history class, if you've ever watched anything on television, like, you have to know that this is different. My grandmother is 94 years old. She was born in 1930, and I sat with her and I said, Grandma, is this different? She said, yes, baby, I've been around a long time. This is different. You know it's different. You feel it. My grandma was born in 1930. The Holocaust was started in 1933, went to 1945. From the time she was 3 years old to the time she was 15, she watched Hitler ravage an entire country. And if he would have won that war, he would have spread that poison throughout the entire globe. But we fought back. We fought that, right? She was 1950, what was 1954, Brown versus Board of Education passed. She was 20 years old. She never saw the inside of a classroom where white and black people could go to school together, not an entire high school career, because she was not allowed to. 1965, Jim Crow ended. She was 35 years old before she could drink from the same water fountain as white people. This is not ancient history. This is our history. 5 years ago, we watched George Floyd get murdered in front of our eyes, and the entire globe got out and marched and said, no, we will not stand for it. Marched to defend the right of black folks to survive, just to live. And 5 years later, we are watching this president and this administration roll back decades of policies and protections for black and brown people, for women, for trans folks, for LGBT folks, for minorities, for people who are disadvantaged. Roll it back. Like none of this ever happened. 5 years ago, these policies and procedures and protections didn't protect George Floyd from being killed. And 5 years later, we don't even have that as a floor. This is crazy. But I tell you this, I will not. I want to know who I am. I want to know that I would not have watched them walk you to a furnace. I want to know that. I want to know that if I was white in Texas, that I would not have sat at that picnic when they strung up a little black boy and brought their kids around to eat and watch him die and hang there and have dinner. I want to know I wouldn't have been that person. I want to know it. I want to know I would have stood up for you, even at the cost of my comfort, maybe at the cost of my life. And I want to know you would have done it for me too. This is the time. This is when we figure out who it is that we really are. This is how you show up. You get out there and you fight. I'm going to put some stuff together for y'all so we can figure out how we fight this thing together. I had to get it off my chest today because it was just so heavy on me. Because I just feel like we are in the upside down. Like, none of this makes sense. None of it makes sense. Like, we literally, do you understand that there was a time when there was a disease called drapetomania? That it was an established disease where slaves who wanted to escape were pronounced as mentally ill by the psychiatric community. And dysastasia Ethiopica or some, like, it was some disease that explained black people's laziness, right? Like, this was established science, right? This is not what's happening now, has happened before. People in power have decided ridiculous things, and then the rest of us said, that's crazy, and we're not going to allow it, and we fought back. Stop allowing this. Stop sitting back and allowing your own common sense to be suspended. Stop letting people lie to you. I refuse. I'm not going to watch it happen to trans women. I'm not going to watch it happen to black women. I'm not going to watch it happen to black people, to brown folks, to Mexicans, to Guatemalans, Venezuelans. I'm not going to sit back and watch people be destroyed and be maimed and hurt and unprotected and thrown to the wolves because this doesn't affect me. Understand that Donald Trump being in office has so little effect on my personal life. Me specifically, as a black man, 100%. But as in my tax bracket, it actually works for me, right? Like, honestly, I'm probably going to get the tax cut. I voted for other people because I'm not here by myself. I'm not on this planet alone. I'm not out for just me. I didn't vote about eggs. I voted to protect you. I voted to protect women. I voted to protect black folks and brown folks. I voted to protect marginalized communities and trans women. This man just ordered trans women to be moved. There's 1,500 of them in federal prison. That's it. And he's moving them to a men's prison. You might as well be signing a death warrant for these women. I don't care how you feel about them. It's disgusting to put them in a situation where you know they're going to be hurt or maimed or unalived. It's sick. It is sick. And I don't know how you call yourself a Christian. I don't know how you call yourself compassionate. I don't know how you call yourself kind. And I don't know how you call yourself intellectually curious if you believe these things that they're feeding you. And I definitely don't know how you call yourself brave. But when I leave this earth, when I walk out of here, when this is over for me, you will not call me a coward. And I hope they won't call you a coward either. Let's fight. You be safe.